Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, fields and streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The coyotes run all night. It's music to my ears and in my sights. I've got this hunting fever down in my bones. I'm glad my daddy taught me everything I know. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The TLC Outfitter is our name.
Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to On Air and Outdoors with TLC Outfitters. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate you all so much. Hope everybody's had a great start to your week. And hopefully maybe got out and enjoy great outdoors this weekend. As always, I'm Trinity, and our co-host is back here. We had a special guest co-host we're going to be hearing a little bit more from later on tonight. Last week, we appreciate him, but Matt's back with us, babe. You doing okay?
Yeah, man. Weather's starting to turn around a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, I hope so. Fingers crossed. I'll tell you what, that -2 can stay away. And I'm over that.
It wasn't too bad, buddy.
Yeah, I'm over that. Definitely some good coyote hunting. Whether we got to touch base last week a little bit about our coyote hunting and everything. You didn't get to.
This is my co-host right here.
I see it over there, bud. I see it over there. Remy cat. But we got to talk a little bit about our coyote hunt there we had and some predator hunts. I actually had a really good time. It was cut a little bit short, had some sickness going on, but we'll be getting back at them before too long, before you know it.
Yeah, like I said, missed last week, out of town on business and stuff. Couldn't be here last week, but I hear there was a lot of exciting news about Africa, about coyote hunting. Sounds like some good stuff coming up.
Absolutely. And man, we'll be touching base with Justin here in just a little bit, talking about our recent trip, but we wanted to really knock home those packages for those African safaris. I mean, those packages are second to none. That trip is second to none. And I'm hoping people are listening, man. Justin laid out all the details last week. I mean, you can go back and watch the show. He basically laid it out from getting it started all the way to the finish. It doesn't have to be something that you're going to do, in a month or two time. But now these packages are a limited time offer, and it's a lot of bang for the buck. So, hopefully somebody watching will say, you know what, this is my year to go to Africa.
Well, like we mentioned in the past, it was something that we never really give a whole lot of thought to, and then it got brought up, and I tell you, wouldn't trade it for nothing, man. It was a great experience last year when we went back in the spring in 23, and looking forward to doing that here in the next year or so coming up, maybe.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. We got a lot to talk about. We've got cranes to talk about. We've got predator hunting to talk about. A lot of good stuff going on. But man, the weather has been kind of up and down, been soggy, windy, been all over the place. But hopefully, we're gonna get a break. Still, a lot of good hunting opportunities. Now, tomorrow, the 31st, is the last day for a lot of things. I know that rabbit season goes out tomorrow in the east. There's still going to be some days to hunt in the western zone. But there's a lot of things. Sandhill Crane season goes out tomorrow. But people can extend their season with coyote hunting during the day or thermal night hunts at night.
Yeah, man, that thermal night hunting, man, I'll tell you, if everybody out there in TV land is not taking advantage of these thermal predator hunts that we've got going on with TLC, you're really missing out. I mean, really missing out. I'm telling you, it's a blast. It's a great weekend trip for a couple of guys to get together, group of guys, nice accommodations. I mean, everything's there, so definitely put that on your list before the season goes out this spring.
Yeah. And we've got some openings for people that want to come and do it. I mean, it'd be it's a good, a really good event, man. And as always, our Tuesday night special, sign up before midnight, get $25 off your booking. You single person, pair, we can make it a weekend. We customize this thing any way you want it. Our last two, we paired it with day hunts and night hunting. And man, the coyotes were on point to say the least. So right here's everybody's chance. I hope everybody take a look at this. There's a lot of folks out there that may be like on the fence about this whole thermal stuff. This is their chance to come out for not a whole lot of money and be able to enjoy a night's worth of hunting coyotes and shooting coyotes, and we really get kind of in depth with the equipment. All you got to do is bring yourself. We provide everything, transportation to and from the field. All the equipments. Everything you need is right there.
Right. Trent, it's, you mentioned trying to make each package accommodate for each individual or whatever the case is. And my wife loves it when I say whatever the case is. You know how that is.
Yeah.
She's over here making fun of me right now. But, I had a guy this past week ask me about a deer hunt. And I told him, I'm like, look, call us, let us know what you're looking for, and then we'll come up with the cost and the arrangements and all that stuff, because we got guys that want to hunt with us that are retired and they can hunt Monday through Friday, or whatever the case is. We got people that have jobs that can only hunt the weekends, and so they only looking for a 2-day package or maybe a 3-day package, or they're bringing a father-son combination, and we're big on that family atmosphere. And so if we've got I told him, I said, if you're wanting to bring your teenage son along and it be you all and just have a father-son trip, we give discounts for that. That's so right. It's a conversation. We got to have a conversation. If the phones ain't ringing, we can't make your dreams come true, because we don't know what you need and what you want. So right. Call us, tell us what you're looking for, and we'll come up with the right package, the right accommodations for you.
Yep, absolutely. Well said. Right there it is, folks. Guided thermal predator hunts. Those are going to be going on. You see the dates right there. So give us a call, send us a message. You sign up tonight, we're going to knock another $25 off. So, love to have you down here. Speaking of another predator opportunity, 2024 Dog Days of Winter. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I had the privilege of being down to Tinsley Custom Wildlife earlier, over the weekend, seeing that coveted Tinsley Custom Wildlife trophy coming together. It's going to be pretty awesome this year. That's what everybody wants. Is what everybody talks about. Right here it is, February the 9th through the 11th. Sign-ups will be February the 9th, 3 to 6 at Ride Direct. Check-in, first check-in will be on that Saturday, second, and then the final check-in will be that Sunday. So, everybody come out to Ride Direct and be with us. 3 to 6 will be sign-ins. Most coyotes win. In the event of tie, the heaviest single coyote wins. There will be bite blocks in place this year. So, if you're listening to this, plan on doing it, have those bite blocks ready, and we will be utilizing those. I don't know where you left me.
Hey, I got better. I got bigger and better.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. But first place, 50% of all registration fees. Second place is 30%. Third place is 20%. And this is a pretty big tournament for us. So, I've got word there's other tournaments going on here and there. Pick and choose. Whatever you want to do. Our number one goal, and this is the difference on ours. This is open to day hunters. This is open to thermal 900s. This is open to trapping. So any legal means of take. Our number one priority is harvest. We want to harvest as many coyotes as we can. We'll be also having a big cat prize as well. So a lot of things going on here, and it's any legal means of take. Hope everybody come out and be with us. Mark your calendars, February 9th through the 11th. Good stuff. But I think it's time we get our special guest in here. What do you think? He may have fell asleep on us by this time.
He probably has, but he's complaining at least because we ain't got him in here yet. Look, is he even there?
He's blended in, but he's got that. He don't have camouflage on. He's got craneouflage on.
His couch must be made of craneouflage too.
You gonna let him pick on you like that, Justin?
You just got to overlook.
Hey, can we see your shoulder? You care to pull your shirt down? Let me see your shoulder there.
It's all right.
Hey, is it working good? Is it working good today?
At least I did get off the couch and go.
I agree.
Hard to kill him from. Hard to kill him from.
I always say you can't kill him from the couch.
That's right.
How you doing tonight, man? Doing okay?
Doing fine.
I wonder how many people tuned in to the Facebook page, Tinsley Custom Wildlife, and see what big project you got going on.
I've had a few comments on that.
I got that picture. Is it okay if I pull it up here?
Yeah. I just left the shop a few minutes ago, actually.
Yeah. So I had the privilege of seeing this thing laying on the table, not rolled out like this, but I mean, this thing is a behemoth.
He's a 9.5 foot. 9.5 foot grizzly.
Yeah, grizzly bear. Where's this thing from?
Alaska.
Yeah. I didn't get the paw picture, but man, that is a giant bear. That's even a big bear in Matt Woolwine's terms.
Yeah, I'd have a hard time tangling with that thing.
Just one of the many things that you'll see at Tinsley Custom Wildlife. They don't even see the Cape Buffalo is just outside in this picture. You see the some of the African species hanging back there in the back. We had that show last week on the special announcements for Africa, and there's some of those amazing animals that you can see over there. And those packages, man, are second to none. So I really hope the phones are ringing and we get some folks in here.
Well, Trinity, the 3 packages we discussed last week, the deadline on the 2 people for 5 days with a pile and baboon per person, that runs out tomorrow. Now, the other 2 packages continue on, but it is for this hunting season only.
Yeah. So I hope people take advantage of that, man. If you're on the bubble about Africa, you're not going to find anything close to this. So, yeah, very good.
Hey, while we're on it, can you just say what the other 2 packages were, Justin?
You're gonna make me get my glasses on now. The first one was 7 days accommodations for 1 person. It included 4 animals: an impala, a blessed buck, a warthog, and a blue wildebeest. And we're doing 4 packages at $4,000 per package. The value on that package is $6,200. And then the big package, the spiral horn flam, that's 7 days accommodations for 1 person, and you get an eland, a kudu, a nyala, and a bush buck, which is your spiral slam. The value on it is $14,500, and he's doing 2 packages at $11,700. So you're basically, if you think about it, like Trendy said, you're saving more than actually your plane ticket out of that.
Yeah, sounds like about a 35% discount, and with that discount, you can get your airfare paid for free, basically.
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic deal, man. Just a fantastic deal. Yeah. So hopefully people take advantage of that. We got some folks joining us.
What you're saying, Justin, is only 2. He's only going to allow 2 of those packages, those higher packages, to go, and 4 on the $4,000 package. Is that right?
Yes. Yep. 4 and 2.
Got some folks with us now.
Like
Go ahead, Justin.
Most of what he, and Matt, just like the spiral slam, 3 of your 4 species are going to come from right there at the lodge.
Yeah.
That's where the bush buck, the nyala, and the kudu are.
Yeah.
And the 4th one would be, at Geis's or one of the other areas.
Right.
Now, Wayne, I'll try to get you in here, buddy. Wayne says, hello from Florida. Lisa and him say hi. We are getting primed for our month-long coyote tournament starting this weekend. I can tell you one thing right now. Those old Yotes better be aware of Wayne after them, because they're going to be some coyotes hit the ground. Anything you want to say, man? I see a grin on your face there, buddy.
I was going to say they better be afraid of Lisa.
Ah, Lisa's
right.
it.
I'd say Wayne will be running that call, and Lisa might be throwing lead down range.
The trigger lady.
Yep.
Yeah. Our very own Ben Moore says, what up, fellas? Hey, Ben. Our number 1 fan. My mama says hello. Gator Paul, buddy. Hope you're doing good. Jill says, I need to go to Africa again, Matt Woolwine.
Did you hear that in the beginning, Trinity? Matt said in a year or so.
I heard that.
I bet it's next year. I don't think it'll be after. No, I don't think she'll let that slide.
25, but that's what she's talking about.
Yeah, but you said a year or so.
Yeah.
You're beating around the bush.
I mean, a year, January 25.
Yeah, but I think you're going to try to slip one in there and go a little later.
I think Nathan Jones right. Sounds like Matt's about to take a trip very soon. That's right. So, Justin, you know, you and Matt's very creative with your names. We got a name of an electric fence there. You want to tell the folks why your name is Electric Fence this week? Matt's going to love this.
Well, is I don't know how you all know. Most of you don't know this, but a lot of you do. This was actually my second bird I ever harvested. Was my 2 cranes. I'd never really shot a lot of birds, and 2, I have astigmatism, so it's hard for me to judge distances on a lot. This weekend, by the time Saturday night rolled around, me and Trinity was, hunting birds coming back to roost, and every time I pull the trigger on that shotgun, it's just like you done touched the electric fence once. You knew the damn thing was going to hurt, and pulling that trigger was like touching that electric fence. You knew you was going to get it.
Oh, man.
Is that why you don't want to show us that shoulder there?
No.
Hey, you remember these days, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. I tell you.
I done.
Go ahead.
And then I look over and there's Trinity over there hugging the fuel tank of that farmer's fuel tank over there, laughing. And I was serious, because I never shot TSS loads either. But I know one thing, they hurt.
Listen, man, I couldn't watch for cranes. You know, I was the lookout man, and I was helping him judge the distance. And those cranes were flying. You know, we were in cranes every day. And we hunted. You know, we went down Thursday. We hunted Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And we were covered up with cranes. And they were flying so high. Keep in mind, this is end of season. And it's been a difficult season. We were we checked telecheck there a while ago. There have been 40 out of 600 tags, 40 that's been checked in, and 3 of those are ours. So we were in cranes every day. I got some video to show you, got some harvest pictures and things. But just another outstanding hunt with TLC Outfitters, man. I mean, Justin's going to tell us all about it, but if you've never been crane hunting, it's easy to say, "Oh man, I've shot ducks, I've shot geese, I've shot pheasants. I can go down there." You're in for a rude awakening. And the size comparison, the flight pattern, how intelligent these birds are, how they see their erratic behavior. You put it all together. I want everybody to understand 40 out of 600 tags. Now, there's going to be a lot of people that's not went down to hunt, but nobody does crane hunting. Nobody comes close to doing what we do and how we adapt and we change. It's no different than the gators and the things that we hunted in Florida. You know, if we had not adapted how we done, you know, it may have been a different tale. The same thing with these cranes. But now, I'm going to tell you right now, and I have to mention, we were joined by our good buddy one day, Cameron Hamilton from Tri-State Hunters, come down and was with us. This was a buddy hunt. And, man, it wasn't for lack of trying when it comes to shooting. Let me just say that. It wasn't from lack of trying. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. You know, I said I was going to shoot one time and harvest one crane, and I shot 3 times. I mean, how many times would you say you may be shot, Justin?
I'm bumping 40.
Man, they're tough, ain't they?
Yeah. And it's like you said, you don't really realize they're so big, you don't realize how fast they really are moving.
That's right. That's right. Paul says, "Man up, you can go duck hunting with us." Alex Thompson said they are all over up here in Indiana, but we have no season. That's where all of our cranes are. I mean, they're still flying in, and this migration pattern has been a little bit different this year. Us three have talked about cranes and seeing cranes and the fly. I mean, let's face it. I held off on going down because the reports were not good, and you can see by the harvest. But when we got that call, y'all need to be down here. I mean, it worked out. It worked out pretty good. So.
Well, I even said last week, I never in my life had I ever seen cranes land at our farm because we have a lot of river bottoms. And what I do, I called you this evening, Trinity. We were outside the shop, and I could hear sandhills. And I noticed after about 5 minutes, they kept making that sound that they made while we were down there, when they go to roost.
Yeah.
And me and Brad drove down right at dark, and we've got a whole slew of them on the back of our farm tonight down in the river. And it's the first time I can ever know or remember having sandhills.
Huh? You better get down there to Lawrenceburg, Matt. You make it happen in the morning.
Yeah.
Can you get him on the south side, Justin?
South side of where they're at is the big ridge above our river bottom.
Yeah.
And I thought about that while I was down there. I thought, you know what? That ridge would be the best place to be because that'd be the first highest point they'd probably hit and come over before they really got up in the air good.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of these sandhill cranes. This is after our hunt and everything. We got some video. I got a lot of video. I think we got enough probably for a YouTube show, but let's take a look at these cranes right here flying. This is after, we've got everything finished and whatever else, just standing there taking it all in. And keep in mind, this is after, I don't know how many cranes we've seen, but this is from our point of view. Take a look at this. It's hard to tell, but there's cranes everywhere. I mean, all the way, from our left to our right. Those cranes right there are shootable. Pretty awesome sight, man. A lot of fun. So was it what you expected, Justin? What was your take on crane hunting?
Oh, I'm hooked. That's for sure. I enjoyed it. It's kind of different. I think it's where a lot of people enjoy waterfowl hunting. It's kind of, the camaraderie. It ain't like you have to, it ain't like the whole time you're sitting in the stand having to be quiet and, not moving and all that. Yeah, we had to get in behind and hide, as they were coming, but we knew they were coming when we could start hearing them getting ready to pitch up off the roost of a morning. We could hear them coming and get ready, but it was just different. It was. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, good stuff. Real good stuff. Let's take a look at our harvest here. So, we hunted one of our landowner spot. We was able to get one crane right off the bat, and we were in cranes. I mean, the very first morning, a lot of cranes, a lot of high flying cranes, but we had a couple groups that came over pretty close, and we was able to to fill a tag on the first day. Maybe should have filled another tag or two, but that's besides the point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Second day, got to go, and you can see that a lot of people want to call what we have around here or what they see around waterways, great blue herons. They want to call those cranes. Those are actually not cranes; those are herons. But these Sandhill cranes has got the red. If they're mature, they've got the red patch on top of their head or their forehead with a white cheek patch. You can see that there. They're gray. They got some brown in their feathers. This is our second day harvest. And then, of course, our last day harvest there. Really nice hunt. And this is old electric fence bird right here. Pretty nice shot right there. Gator Paul says no.
I didn't take a photo with my first one because it was pouring down rain.
Yep.
That day. I mean, it poured down.
Yep. Gator Paul says, no joke, the only bird harder to hunt and hit is a dove. And if you don't, you have to be spot on with your shot. So, pretty good stuff. Now, the thing about these cranes is that the way Kentucky's got it set up, a lot of folks have asked us, well, how do I get a crane tag? It's pretty easy, pretty simple. It's through the quota system in September. And, when everybody's putting in for, the quota deer or putting in for, the quota waterfowl down at Ballard, Jenny Ho, sloughs, when all that quota system comes open on September the 1st, that's when you're going to also put in for Sandhill cranes, $3 to apply. And the only people that I don't know, or the only people that I know that don't get drawn, are the ones who who got drawn the year before and didn't do their survey. Whether you hunt cranes or not, you have to go on fw.ky.gov and you have to do your survey. And everybody gets a tag. I had one tag. You had two tags. You get one or two depending. And they're pretty hard to hunt, man. But if this is something everybody wants to do, I really hope they take note. We've had high success rate over the last several years, and we've been able to get it done. So pretty good stuff. And should people just bring a 5 or 10 count box of shells, Justin? What should they do?
Yeah. Hell no. Not unless you're bringing a cannon.
Unless you're bringing a 10 gauge.
Like I told you, I've done reached out. I'm in the works for another gun for next year. I ain't going through all this mess this time.
What do you think about him, Matt?
I don't know, buddy. I don't know. I just I find it hard to believe that somebody chose crane hunting as their first wing shooting experience. And them things making them 80-yard overhead passing shots. That's hard on anybody, buddy.
That's where Matt, that's one thing we finally figured out the best thing to do. If they're right above you, directly above you, that was about the best chance you had. If they were so high, if they were the slightest little bit left or the slightest little bit right of you, you're better off to let them go. But I don't care what it is. When you go to that straight up angle and you put that shotgun stock on your collarbone, it don't feel it. Yeah. That hurts.
I understand.
Alex asked, what kind of choke would you run for crane hunting? Alex, it all depends on what they're doing. If and I'm probably going to slaughter this. I don't profess to being a professional waterfowler, and Matt can back me up. Matt's 10 times the waterfowler that I am. But what I've come to know, what I've been told all my life, is you have to go up one with the chokes. If you're talking about a normal choke, if you're shooting like a lead choke or a normal choke, for instance, a modified for lead would be a full for steel. A full for steel for lead would be an extra full for steel. Improved cylinder would be a modified. So on this hunt, and it depends on the shot you're using. On this hunt here, we were using when we were shooting steel. Of course, you can't shoot lead, you can't shoot toxic shot whatsoever. We didn't have anything like that. But with the BBs, we were using modified and full. Now out of the 10 gauge that I was using, I was just shooting 3.5-inch BBs, and that was a full choke. And that full choke would be an extra full in steel. But my favorite choke altogether is a modified. I feel like that you get a better pattern when I pattern shotguns with steel. I feel like if you're looking for a tighter pattern, you get a better pattern out of a modified. And they've got these fancy waterfowl chokes. I've not tried them. I've not dove into that. We've always been able to use, we use factory chokes. Matt, am I right or wrong on that? What do you think?
Well, you kind of dancing around it a little bit. It all comes down to the restriction on each choke tube, and that's going to vary a little bit by manufacturer and things like that. So basically, Alex, the steel doesn't compress like a lead does. So it there again, it depends on exactly what kind of material that you're shooting, whether it's bismuth or whether it's tungsten or whether it's copper or lead or whatever the case is. And obviously, lead's not you can't shoot that at cranes or ducks, but I'm just throwing that out there for an example. So your harder shot doesn't compress like a lead does. It doesn't conform or deform. And so what happens is if you shoot too tight of a choke with steel with a really hard shot, you've got a chance of destroying your barrel because you've got so much shot trying to go through that opening at the end of your barrel at one time. And with it not changing pattern or compressing like lead does, you're trying to push a big shot wad through a small tube, and so you've got a chance on hurting your weapon there a little bit. So need to do a little bit of research on Google on the manufacturer of what choke tube you're looking for versus what type of material that you're shooting, what shot. So that would be my first thing. And then secondly, what Trendy's saying is, going from modified to improved modified to full choke to extra full choke, all that's true. So because your shot doesn't compress, it keeps a tighter pattern. So if you're shooting an improved modified, you're going to be more like shooting a full choke. You're going to get a little bit tighter pattern downrange. And then, of course, you want to get into all that shotgun and technology and arrhythmics and all that stuff. You start looking at how dense the shot is, and if you start squeezing it too tight at the end, you'll actually blow the wad through there and create a hole in the middle of your pattern. So there's a lot of that stuff that goes on to it. But I would definitely Google a lot of that before I just went out and bought shells and chokes, because shooting too tight of a restricted choke can really hurt you if you're shooting a really dense shot.
Can you use tungsten? Yes, sir. Tungsten is an approved non-toxic
my
shot.
second bird, Matt. My second bird, Matt, I had already tried the tungsten with the full choke, and we actually changed it out the night before and put the modified back in because we just felt like it was not giving us enough spread, at those ranges. We didn't. So that's what we tried. It worked. Plus,
Yeah.
tungsten with a modified choke don't kick as bad as tungsten with a full choke.
The further your shots are, there again, looking at if you're shooting ducks at 25 yards versus shooting cranes at 50 yards, you're definitely going to have a pattern difference there. Also, not even just the pattern itself, but if you've not shot a lot of wing shooting or a lot of aerial targets, one thing you got to really consider is your angles. If you're shooting 50 yards at a bird flying 40 miles an hour, you got to lead that bird quite a bit. So your angle of your shot to lead that bird is a lot different than if you're shooting
One head on.
Shooting a crow at 25 yards is a whole lot different.
Yep. Alex says, thanks. Good explanation. Gator Paul says, Justin, I can send you some shells. I got about 10 boxes of 25.
Send them to me, Paul. I could use them.
10 boxes of 25 of tungsten.
No, I would imagine that's probably steel shot.
That's what I was thinking. Hell, 10 boxes of 25 shells. That's enough. That's enough for man to retire on.
Our buddy right here must be talking about how fast you all move. I move like grease lightning. He said the molasses pouring trio. Meaning you two move like molasses.
Yeah.
Slow. They're slow, Tyler. They ain't like us young dudes like you and I, buddy. Oh, goodness. What would you have to say to somebody who's sitting out there? I mean, it's a lot, man. It's a lot to comprehend it. So you got somebody new that wants to get in to crane hunting. Besides saying they need to hire TLC Outfitters, what would you have to say to them?
Well, we talked about it this weekend. I mean, there's been a lot of footwork, that went into this, 10 years ago? That started 10 years ago. There's a world area we were in that no one allowed any hunting. If somebody just packed up and headed down, they're going to spend their whole weekend just trying to find somewhere to sit.
Yeah.
Because most of it's not going to happen. That's the best thing I can say is it's, it's probably the best. Well, let's just say this. You'll spend what you'd spend on a guide, you'd spend in gas money just driving around trying to find somewhere to go.
Trini, I think it speaks a whole lot, the fact that you got 600 tags out there and only 40 birds have been killed and 1 day left in the season, I believe. I think tomorrow's 30th.
That's right.
So 600 tags, 40 birds have been harvested, 1 day left in the season. And because of the background that you all built over the last 10 years, you pick a 3-day period where you shot at cranes every day. Only 40 birds have been killed in, 6-week season or something like that.
December the 1st, I think. Yep.
So 8-week season, only 6 or 8 week season, whatever it is. But only 40 birds have been killed. And 3 TLC team members go down there and they're in birds thick every day of that 3-day hunt. Killed a bird every day of that 3-day hunt. Shot their arm off every day of that 3-day hunt. And I mean, what more do you have to prove that if you want to kill cranes, you need to be with TLC?
Yep. Man, we put a lot of time and effort into it. When I first went down there, they were cranes everywhere, and I wore people out. I mean, the phone. I went down there. It's fun. One of my favorite things I always tell everybody about the hunt is the people that you meet, and there's no doubt Justin seen that firsthand with the people the people that we already had on our side, and then the new people we met. It's unreal how people roll out the red carpet for us, and it's so good to us. I mean, very very good to us. That's what makes or break it. But uh, you know, heading down there, going to the gas station, just so happened the owner of the gas station, which was in his 60s at the time, was a guy from Pike County, Kentucky, all the way down there 4.5 hours, 5 hours away from Pike County, and just absolutely threw the world at us when it come to landowners and whatever else. I mean, it's just, and adapting with these things. Like I was showing Justin, like I took him to places where we went, all those years ago and whatever else, even from 2 years ago, and the cranes aren't there. And I'll call people up, some of the contacts I've made, and I'll be like, we done that while man, you seen any cranes? Man, we ain't seen any. Are they even still here? We've not seen any cranes. We've not seen any cranes for years. But yet, there's thousands of them. So we've been very fortunate. But now, just like we made the change, if we had not made the change that we did on the second day, and we had not done the tactics that we done, this probably would have been maybe a one bird, tail. I don't know, but we definitely done some stuff right, and we seem to always do. That's not a brag. That's not whatever. It's just changing with them. Ben Moore says that has been my experience with every time I've been drawn. What are you exactly talking about there, Ben? Are you talking about go down and can't get on, go down and find them? Tell us what you mean right there. Bob Hunt says Sandhill Cranes are not very patternable at all. They can be in one field for one day, maybe two, and then move on to the next field. You definitely have to have multiple farms and a few square miles, or you're going to struggle. And you're exactly right. Even with multiple farms, trying to peg out what those things are going to do. We thought we made changes. We changed our game up continuously. And we thought we would have them pegged. Now, I ain't going to lie. I think we could have filled quite a few tags. But, if we hadn't made the changes that we did, no way. We wouldn't have been successful. And that's what we do every time. I tell everybody before they go, I told our clients last year, I'm like, look, this is going to be the most unorthodox thing you've ever seen. You're probably going to think we're crazy at times, but if you hang right in there, we're going to get it done. And what did we do? We got it done. So same thing.
We even had that first day where, you tagged out, and instead of sitting there and watching them fly over 78, well, I think we ranged them some there. It was like 130 yards in the air above us. And Trinity got in my truck and started trying to follow birds like chasing a tornado, I guess. And come to find out, they were roosting way up the lake further than they had ever done before. They weren't roosting in their normal place that they had done in the years past. They'd moved up the lake, and then changing tactics and changing locations and permissions, and we even stopped and talked to a lady that they were flying over her house, and there was a field beside her house that had thousands in it, but it was no hunting. So everything had to change, I guess, from the years past.
Yeah. And here's the consensus when it comes to crane hunting. Can't find a spot, or a flood comes and floods the fields. also depends on the agriculture from year to year too. Where those cranes are going to go.
Well, and here's the thing. I mean,
Miss Kim.
5 hours away, roll down there, kill cranes. You're not going to take one of those 200 or 300 acre ag fields down there. For those watching that don't know, cranes are field birds. They're not water birds. You're not going to take one of those 200 or 300 acre ag fields down there and just go out in the middle of it and pick you a spot, set up a few decoys. Them cranes are not going to pay attention to them decoys. They've already got it preset in their mind where they're going, where they were the day before, where they were going the next day. They know all this. And, you're not likely to just go down there and put a setup of a few, I say a few, 50 decoys. You're not going to throw out 50 decoys and draw every crane in the country to your decoy spread. There's too much land. There's too much food. And they've already decided where they want to go. Another thing, Justin, you said y'all.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Matt.
You said you range those birds at like 130 yards. Well, to somebody who's not experienced, that 130-yard bird, because they're so big and moving so fast, if all you are is a duck hunter or a dove hunter, they look like they're in range. So that's that's something too. I mean, you're not likely to bring a crane out of the sky at 75 yards. They're too big. So, knowing what shots to take and what shots are too far away is really difficult unless you're with somebody or you've got the experience yourself to know that, that's a shootable crane, or no, I'm going to hold off on that and not spook the group, and hopefully the next group will come in a little bit lower or whatever the case is.
That's exactly what we finally end up doing the last day. Because I done shot all of Trinity's 10 gauge shells. We had no more. So the only thing I had left was my 12. And we finally just got to the point that, I told Trinity, I said, help me. Let's try to figure out which ones we got the best chance at. If some look like it's questionable, we let them go and just try to focus. I think, what was it, Trinity? The last one I killed was about the third group we'd shot into. Yeah. But we just kind of really started trying to pay attention to, is this group, are they out in left field or are they down close to home plate? We just had to try to figure out what was the best ones to get to.
He finally got his follow through, Matt.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't a follow through.
Hey,
it was straight up in the air.
Wing shooting is something that you got to practice. I mean, there's no doubt. I've grown up wing shooting. I've shot shotguns my whole life. I've traveled the nation with my niece and shot all kinds of shotgun tournaments. So shooting wing shots is something that I'm pretty familiar with. And the fact is that when I first started duck hunting, every time I pulled the trigger, the ducks were 40 yards away. And you don't kill a whole lot of ducks at 40 yards. There's too many feathers there. The steel shot doesn't fly like lead shot. And it took me a while to figure out, what? I better start making 20 and 25 yard shots or I'm not going to go home with much meat. And so it's something that everybody has to realize. I can shoot clay targets at 50 yards all day long, and they break, But you start shooting at ducks at 50 yards, and you're going to go home with an empty stringer. There ain't no doubt. So it's just something that you really got to practice and be patient with, because them cranes are covering a whole lot of distance in a very little bit of time. So just be patient for 2 extra seconds, and they're going to be right on top of you where you can actually make a killing shot instead of a spooking or a wounding shot.
Yeah.
I think out of all 3 cranes we harvested, not one of them landed more than 50 feet from us. Mine, I thought the second one of mine, I thought it was going to be in our lap until the wind picked up and kind of blowed him off course a little bit on his way down. But, all 3 of them were right there on top of us when they hit, which, told me that was the only way we was going to have much success was straight up.
Well, that 4 and 5 and 6 inch long beak's not something you want landing in your lap either.
No.
I got hit with an iguana from 40 feet in the air. I sure don't want to get hit by a crane from 40 yards in there.
Man, they fall hard too when they fall out of the sky. Yeah. And here we are with my good buddy Kevin. Just can't say enough good things about Kevin and his family and all of our landowners, man. Huge shout out to all the landowners down there. Thank you all. Thank you to allow us to do what we do. And I hope we get to repay the favor one of these days. You guys are the star of the show. If it wasn't for our landowners, we wouldn't have nothing. We wouldn't be talking about cranes tonight. So, for somebody to let us in and let us come back year after year the way that they do and roll out the red carpet and extend, on our closing credits. I mean, it talks about the TLC extended family. This is it and many others. So we appreciate them very, very much. Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. Man, I think we've talked a lot about cranes. I hope we've turned somebody on to it. I mean, I love this shot right here. I mean, it's just, I wish I hadn't lost my TLC Outfitters hat down there. I wish I could have took some with it too. But that Tinsley Custom Wildlife, and it's like that first post I made, what's on the menu tonight, with TLC and Tinsley Custom Wildlife. Same thing goes with the African safaris. You put everybody together. We got the best interest at heart for our hunters, our clients. That will soon to be our TLC family. Hope everybody will listen to us that's looking for those adventures and give us a chance to be able to do something for them. I mean, we've got it all from start to finish. You need information about how to get on all these adventures we talk about. We've got it for you. You want to actually do them, we can take you. You're looking for that, for that hunt of a lifetime to be turned into a trophy of a lifetime afterward. We've got that with the man sitting right there with us, Tinsley Custom Wildlife. So I don't know what else more you can ask for. Pretty good stuff, to say the least. A few other things to go over once again. Dog Days of Winter 2024, February 9th through the 11th. Hope everybody will plan on coming out, being with us, and having a good time. Going to be at Ride Direct right here in Prestonsburg, Kentucky. Make sure you come out and join us. Talked about the thermal night hunts. You want to try out some amazing thermal equipment. Rick's Thermal Optics is second to none, man. They are awesome, crystal clear. Matt got to experience them. I mean, they are phenomenal pieces of equipment. So come out. We're going to take care of you. You sign up tonight before 12 o'clock. You shoot me a message. Say, hey, I want to sign up for the show special. We're going to take care of you. Knock $25 off your booking. Right there you go. Come out, have a good time. At least 4 hours, if not more. And we can talk about a bunch of other stuff we got going on. Make sure you come out. And mark your calendars, folks. We'll be looking for this show coming up here real soon. The second annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest held at Kentucky Gun Company in Bardstown, Kentucky. Patrick Hayden has rolled out a fantastic event. They're going to be outfitters. There's going to be, all kinds of vendors in all realms of the outdoor world. And you're going to be able to see, hopefully, your name go across the big screen. Going to be lots of door prize giveaways, and there are going to be more and more to come about the second annual Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Fest held at the Kentucky Gun Company in Bardstown, Kentucky. Good stuff. What do you think, Matt? Good stuff?
It was a good time. It was a good time. Lots of gun, people will see that 200+ gun giveaway and they'll be skeptical of that. But I promise you, they're giving away guns every time you turn around.
Lucky dog. You lucky dog. You kill me. I ain't never seen him. Have you ever seen somebody like him, Justin?
Yeah.
Never met another fella like him in your life, have you? All right, guys. I think that's a wrap. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Justin, for making the trip.
Thank you.
We'll definitely, if we're kicking high, good Lord's will, we'll definitely make it put it on the books for next year. Hopefully a lot of other people will too. A lot of things coming up. So stay tuned to TLC Outfitters, Tinsley Custom Wildlife for all the good stuff going on. Matt, you got anything in closing?
I'm out, buddy.
You're out. Justin, anything in closing?
I just let you know, me and Christy will be putting in for tags this year. That's a definite.
Christy's going to go down and show you how to shoot.
That's fine. Because if they eat as good as they say they do, I don't care who kills them.
We're about to find out. I can tell you right now, I already know, but you're about to find out. They're really good. They're called ribeye in the sky for a reason. So,
well,
folks,
it's a good trip for a couple. I mean,
yeah.
There again, you're not sitting in a tree stand or something, freezes to death, can't talk. I mean, it's really just a good time to be out and seeing country, seeing some country that we've never seen. There's a lot. I knew there was a lot of ag in that area, but there's a lot of pretty farms, neat farms. It's just something neat to see.
Yeah, no pressure, just like our predator hunts, Trinity. I mean, there's no pressure.
Yeah.
You get down there. You seen by that video, there's plenty of birds. I mean, we got spots to hunt where there's birds all over. I mean, so there's really no pressure. Yeah. It's not like I'm on a once in a lifetime elk hunt or whatever, and if I don't make it happen, it's over with. I mean, 3 days, 3 cranes in 3 days, shot your arm off for 3 days. So no pressure, just fun.
Just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Thanks, guys.
Same way with coyote hunts.
Yeah. I mean, need to come on down. Let us take care of you. All you gotta do is show up. We're gonna take care of you. Folks, thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it very much. We will see you back here next week. Remember, if you want to know the creator, just take a look at the creation as we showed you here tonight. We got to enjoy a lot of it. Just a big thank you to all the folks down around Barron County, Warren County, all down there in Sandhill Crane country. We appreciate you all very much, and thank you for everybody that has become part of our TLC family. We'll see you next week right here on air and outdoors with TLC Outfitters. Y'all have yourself a good one.
Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian mountains, fields and streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks there on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name.